All right, I always have to take a look and see if it actually captures me going live. I did get captured going live, which is fantastic. Good morning. It looks like I'm still fiddling with things off the screen when I do go live, but good morning, everybody. My name is Sincerely George, and it is Monday, September 23rd, and I am happy to be here with you for today's edition of the XRP Community Update. Woo! Clear that frog out of my throat. So I don't know how your guys' weekend has been, but my butt is sore. I spent so much time in my chair this weekend just working on getting a lot of great things out, and I'm on the wrong page. Goodness, I'm on the wrong page. No worries though, but I have an amazing announcement to share with you. I am really excited to say that Kickboy Triple will be performing in the XRP Community Choice Awards on November 16th. I spent a considerable amount of time working with him this weekend on just what he is going to be doing. It's really exciting because he is really a champion for the XRP ecosystem, and wanting that more developers, are involved in building it out for the common person and for small businesses. Him himself, has a lot of different ventures that he is working on, and if he could leverage XRP in his payment flows, it would really change things for him, and he thinks it would do the same for others. So it was awesome getting a chance to catch up with Kickboy Triple this weekend, and just, work with him on what he is developing. He does a lot of different videos. He is a music producer, and I'm just so proud that we're able to include him in the awards. And I think what is going to be produced is going to be awesome. So if you're not following him already, give him a follow on Twitter. Give him a shout out. Tell him how thankful I am. It will be awesome. So in second to this, I was also talking to somebody else. I couldn't hold the news about this, so I was talking to somebody else over the weekend, and it sounds like we will have another double-double. The person is currently working on some way to really highlight, Kickboy, and I'm not sure what their double-double is going to be, but it sounds as though it might be a double-double related to tickets in honor of Kick. So I was just really excited by the feedback from the community and how excited people are about this. So, please show your support for Kick. And yeah, with that, let's move on. So, Sipos, today, Sipos. Yes, it is the day for financial news here, there, and everywhere. So here on the screen, you can see Ripple's stage at Sipos. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my goodness. I love what they've pulled together. There are tweets of other companies. I believe Corda has some tweets out there saying, come to our booth, come visit us, come talk to us. So there's a lot of focus on digital assets, digital only banking. It might not be a term that you've heard of, but a bank where there isn't a brick and mortar shop behind it is all the trend in the financial industry. It has been for about the last year and a half, 2 years. There are a lot of banks working to, migrate into that space. So you're hearing about that as a focal point for banks and institutions that are trying to make sure that they're able to reach the maximum amount of customers. One of the questions that comes to mind for me is, as these banks are working to, connect with, with their customers through a digital only interface, how much are they reaching out for the unbanked? And I think that, Ripple's technology enables them to do that at an affordable price. So I'm very excited that Ripple is here at Sipos, that they have a good stage. And I'm not going to butcher his name, but one of our favorite people at Ripple, Mr. Rayo, tweeted out the picture of the booth saying, Ripple stand K135 at Sipos 2019 looks absolutely fabulous. Best I've seen in 5 years. Oh, heck yeah, best I've seen in 5 years, considering they were beside the bathroom last year. So I thought I would pull out the map of where they are this year. It sounds as though last year they were in the corner by a bathroom. Now I did look at the map last year, but I didn't invest any time in trying to go and find that map. But they were way off in the corner. You had to actually go hunt for them. But I actually saw it as a good thing because everybody has to use the bathroom, right? So by putting them by the bathroom, you were making sure that everybody had to go by them depending on which floor they were on. So it might have actually been a really a blessing in disguise, as they say, that they were by the bathroom because everybody had to go there. But now they are out front and center. So I pulled out the handy dandy Sipos map, and sadly, I pulled it down as a PDF because the on-screen version of this wasn't working very well. It's a 3-page document, and I'm going to minimize it really quickly so you guys can see how big the conference actually is. I know it's going really small, and but you know, it starts off with the entrance, exhibition 1, M to Z and A to L, right? So you have this entrance. Actually, I think I might have seen that wrong. Maybe it's just one floor and they're doing 1 as aisles M to Z. I think that's right. I think I was wrong. So take it back. I don't think it's 3 levels. It could be 3 levels, but I think the way they've divvied up the map is that in one map, they're showing all the exhibitors on one side, the M to Z, and then in the other map, they're showing A to L. So really cool, but you know, this is the main layout, big conference hall. And then this is the other side. So this is the M through K, I believe. And then if we come down here, so this is where Ripple exists. They're in this A to L area here. Okay, sorry about the scrolling up and down. So they're in the A to L area and their booth number is K135. Now K135 is right here in this region, and we're going to zoom in on it for a second, but I wanted to show you where they are in the main lay of everything. They're right in the middle of everything that's going on. So these big red boxes that you see here on screen, and I'm hoping you can see those. I'm sorry, there's no additional page, so I can't. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit more, it'll make it a little bit more centered. But you've got these main areas. The ones in red are where things will be happening. And if we go back up here, right, you've got these main areas in red where things will be happening, and then meeting areas over on the side. So let's zoom in on this for a second, because I think that they are in a very good position where they are. Again, they're 135, so they have a very large booth, and right, so there's, you know, booth size comes down to a lot of different things. Money, you know, whether or not you're good. You can have all the money in the world, but if you have a cruddy project or cruddy product, the conference organizers are not going to want to give you a big booth. But you see, still off to the side, not on the main thoroughfare, here we have Ripple out here at K35, right here. And there's a spotlight stage right here. We've got the plenary room here, which is where that you would have, you know, keynote speakers or big presentations that are going on. You've got a working area here where people can, you know, plug in, and food. So they're in the zone of where a lot of people will be coming and connecting, and they've got a pretty massive booth. So I wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. I'm really excited that Ripple is there. There's a lot of things going on, but before I get into the other Sipos related news, let me go and see who is here. So my morning started with David D, followed by Danny Torres. Good morning to both of you. Awesome to chat with you before the stream. Then Rochelle joined us, Robert Gable, RTB Dutchy, Nate. Goodness, good people in here. I always have the best people in my stream. It's the best thing ever. Calvin Knight. Oh, mwah, mwah, mwah. Calvin, you know, I hear you're sad that I'm not going to be doing a bikini thing, but you know, if you want to do your musical act in the awards, definitely reach out. But you might have to, you know, grab a mic and give an award instead. XRP Carolina, good morning. Good morning. Lionel, you are in the news as well. So fantastic to have all of you here who are commenting in the chat, and those who are just listening. I know there are some people out there that don't get involved in the chat and just listen, and I appreciate you being here. So thank you very much. So let's move on, because I think Sipos, I'm not focusing in on specific news about Sipos, but more generally what role will Sipos play? And I think that Sipos plays a very important role for financial institutions and people that are engaged or utilize Swift technology to get together and talk about the innovations. It's definitely the place where Swift lays out their news about what is up and coming. Excuse me. So to that note, I'm going to move this forward one because this was posted on FinTech Financial this morning. Swift enables payments to be executed in seconds. So in line with their conference, in line with having Corda and Ripple on site talking about their new emerging technology, which is definitely a competitor unless it's integrated, which we know that Corda has done some trials for integrating into GPI. But they are also launching their own news and putting themselves out there as being able to execute transactions in seconds. Now, for those that are in the XRP community, we know that it really comes down to settlement. And I don't see, and let me search again before I say this, settlement, right? Oh, all trials in Singapore fast and secure transfer fast involve 17 banks across 17 countries, saw the fastest payments in just 13 seconds, and payments between all continents settled within 25 seconds. So they are talking about settlement, but the majority of their focus is on payments, on the messaging of the payments. So they are breaking into more of the settlement. So you have to wonder whether or not that is GPI alone, which is something that I will be trying to dig into and understand, or are they leveraging the Corda settler behind the scenes to make the settlement possible, which is also quite possible. So today, September 23rd, Swift today announced the launch of a new service to deliver global instant payments by integrating GPI, the cross-border payment service, with real-time service levels into domestic instant payment systems around the world. I just finished saying that sentence pretty much. So their solution is designed to avoid complexities of adopting new infrastructure, and successful trials with the new payment platform in Australia delivered payments between Australia and China in 18 seconds. So they are talking about settlement. I want to come down here because there's other news that we're going to talk about in a minute that ties to HSBC. But Swift is quoting them here, quoting Tom Halpin, the global head of payment products at HSBC. And I quote here, "We are seeing an acceleration of real-time payment schemes across all markets. The key drivers in the modern digital customer who is always connected, values convenience, and expects a great experience. The combination of Swift, GPI, and domestic real-time payments is enabling HSBC to offer the experience across the world." Now, this is completely true, right? When you go out and use an app, if PayPal, sometimes you're willing to jump through hoops if what you want is really valuable. And so I can consider, I can use the example of me trying to buy my first XRP. I had to jump through a lot of hoops. I couldn't figure it out. I was reading the documentation on the Ripple website, and I tried 2-3 different ways just to buy my XRP. And I know I lost money in the process because as I went one direction and it didn't work or it didn't seem to complete, and I'm new in the space, I was lost. And then I go and try a different way, finally get an account, can transfer, lose 20, blah, 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 blah. But I was able to make the investment, and I was willing to go and jump through the hoops necessary in order to get what I wanted and needed. But for the most part, most consumers are not interested in hoop jumping just to do what they deem to be normal operating procedures. So as we leverage, solutions that incorporate digital assets, it's going to have to be seamless and easy to use, and creating an amazing interface around it is going to be really valuable. Now, I've listened to many of the MIT Bitcoin conference presentations, and one of the things that are really discussed there is the complexity that exists in the space for people to set up wallets, for people to understand, the public versus private key, checking their balances. There are still a lot of difficult concepts that you need to understand in order to be in this space. So as we start to get larger technology and financial firms involved in this space, hopefully the ease of use for the general customer will become a lot easier. So keeping on the Sipos topic, the Kate Moss lookalike tweeted out this from Lionel, which I thought was really awesome. This is the view from the top. Mark Carney, the governor of the Bank of England, addressing the major themes that will be happening at Sipos. So Mark Carney talks about, you know, the Bank of England. I think this is their first time potentially at the Sipos conference. I paused the video here so you could see his face. Why not recognize the people that are in the space and talking about digital assets? But I think he was talking about, maybe it's his first time, I'll have to watch it again, but the move towards digital assets and the fact that, you know, things are changing. There's another article that I read. I fell asleep. I found the article to fall asleep to this weekend, and I should see if I can pull it up because it's definitely worth a good read. And there's many articles that are available under this that are free. I didn't want to focus in on this. It's not that I didn't want to, it's just how do I incorporate it in? So let me go there really fast because I have it bookmarked. We'll come back to that in a second. But I do want to share it with you before the end of the video because I think it's something that everybody should go and check out, and most people are probably not aware of it. So, you know, I thought this was really a really good video, so I shared it so that you guys can go and check it out. And you know, as we were just talking about, HSBC is talking about, you know, they're being quoted in the press release that was released by SWIFT in regards to, you know, faster payments, ease of use. And that takes us into another point. But you know, specifically that HSBC is saying that the XRP ledger is a potential game changer. So before I go into that piece of today's news, let me go and see who else has shown up. So I think I ended here with Calvin Knight talking about bikinis, and I'm going to start. I forgot about talking with the comments. I forgot about that. I've just been thinking about all this news. It's slightly different. So we'll get into the comments now. So who else showed up? Matt Richter, I don't think we caught you earlier. SBO, good morning, welcome. Silhouette Park Farms, good evening. And anyone else? Chicken Nugget, I love Chicken Nugget. Ferdy, good morning, Ferdy, welcome. So, you know, I think this article that I'm about to start reading, or, you know, this topic of it, HSBC, and the fact that SWIFT is referencing them is pretty key, especially since we have this article, which came, you know, this is the link from the tweet. I might as well show that. But I always like to go, you know, I like all the news creators in our space. I value their focus on Ripple, but, you know, just like Cointelegraph and CoinDesk, I think we have a small bias to our own space. So I often like to go and find the original article or the place or the source where the information came from. And so I did find it. It was actually distributed by HSBC. I should slow down because I can't even form sentences right now. Slowing down. So HSBC created this paper for their customers, and it's a pretty interesting paper. It's 16 pages, and it really looks at future trends in the security services space. It's glossy. This is for people that are going to spend money. It's very, very glossy. And you know, I'm not going to read much of the information that's in here, but I just want to focus in on why they created this paper. And it's really because it's becoming apparent that DLT is not only has the potential to reduce costs and the risks in the investment industry, in time it could reorder existing value chains, ushering in profound changes to capital market processing and structures. This paper aims to take a pragmatic look at future evolutions of DLT, identifying realistic possibilities and likely obstacles. So let's go and see if I can spell pragmatic, defined, right? dealing with things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical considerations. No hopium in this paper, people. No hopium, okay? So we've looked at what pragmatic means together. So let's go back to this. So this paper, and I don't know if this will give me the actual paper. I think it'll give me the paper. Let me take a look so that you guys can go and look at it yourself. So I included the link there for the PDF. It's a PDF, but if we scroll down, you know, their pragmatic look, and sorry about the scrolling, their pragmatic look includes some commentary specifically about XRP. So I know you guys, oh, I just decreased. I am a hot mess Monday, hot mess Monday. Well, that's not working either. I can't increase, can I increase the size of it here? Yes, I can. Okay, they'll allow me to increase the size of it here for anybody that wants to actually read my screen. So always from security, some other compelling applications for DLT in the capital markets include payments, and they call out Ripple XRP specifically here. They say, for example, but the fact that they're actually pulling out a product and that they've pulled out Ripple XRP is pretty telling that they've looked at it and they don't consider it to be absolutely garbage. Now, whether or not they choose to use Ripple XRP is secondary, right? But the fact that they're pulling it out by name in here speaks to their investors and the people that are working on their security side. You don't just get your name. My name would be in here if they just print anybody's name, right? So I don't want to contribute to speculation about what this means in regards to partnerships or agreements between HSBC and Ripple, but the fact that they've pulled it out here is key. So payments, DLT can streamline end-to-end value transfer, reducing costs, operational risks, and settlement periods. For example, Ripple's XRP ledger provides real-time cross-border settlements using tokens that represent central bank currencies. In foreign exchange, SBC's FX Everywhere tool processing more than 3 million intercompany FX transactions worth $250 billion in its first year. So I haven't looked at HSBC specifically, but I thought this was really big news because this is also coming out in conjunction or at the same time as you have Swift's news coming out where they're saying, you know, they're quoting HSBC saying, hey, they're using us. HSBC is specifically pointing to Ripple XRP here. So it leads to an idea that potentially there is some additional connections that we don't necessarily know about between Swift and Ripple XRP. Now we know that Corda was previously doing trials working with Swift, so it'd be interesting if we hear anything about that during the Sipos conference, and if they'll roll out or talk about the ability to use Corda and how it's being used and the potential for Ripple to be used as part of that settlement process. So I didn't take a lot of time to dig into this, but in digging for the actual answer and looking at Swift's information, I thought this was something that you guys would actually like to go and dig into much deeper. And if I find anything that is super interesting, I will pull it out and bring it back here for tomorrow. All right, moving on. So Backed, yeah, Sipos got Backed. So Backed has officially launched, and let me go read the comments. I forgot. Can't have settlement without payments. True. That's so. Danny Torres says, Lionel, you can't have settlement without payments. XRP isn't a payment system, though. Correct. You're right. But there's no reason to settle anything unless you're sending something, unless there is a value transfer going on. So you're right, Lionel. It's not a payment system. It's a settlement system. It's a ledger that talks about values transferring from one account to another. So I welcome more feedback on the words that I use. I already don't use one. Maybe payments is another one I will stop using. We'll see. We'll see. I don't give that to you yet. So yes, you're right. Payment systems can be different than settlement systems, Lionel. That is definitely the truth with what we have going on with Swift's system from everything that I know. Settlement actually happens, you know, manually as the money transfers from one account to another. It's not happening on Ledger at the same time as the payment. So Yeah, can't have love without Calvin, and sincerely, George. True. Lionel's going to school me on payments and settlements. I can't wait to get into a DM with him. He is always very finger wagging with me, which I appreciate because he knows his stuff. So back trades 18 BTC in the first 7 hours as Bitcoin price falls below 10K. So for some of you guys who were here when I started on the wrong screen. I should have started on a different one, but you might know where I'm going with this. But I don't know. What do you guys think about the fact that Bakkt is not like this big, like, whoa, the world has changed. There's been a lot of hype around Bakkt and the things it would do for the digital asset market, but we haven't really seen that. You know, first off, this was written 5 hours ago. It says 5 hours ago. It might be 6 hours ago once I refresh. Oops, I refreshed the wrong screen. It might say 6 hours ago now that I refresh, but if it even comes, yeah, 6 hours ago now, right? They've traded 18 Bitcoin in the first 7 hours, and the price fell for BTC. So, you know, Lionel is probably getting really mad out there because I've already said BTC 3 times. Nonetheless, you know, here's the chart of what we were seeing going on, and you just see the price go. But I used the opportunity to put a little bit more ramen on the table and, you know, a couple more tokens in my bag since the price of the entire market seems to be following this, because a lot of people were putting a lot of focus on the fact that Bakkt was coming out and it was going to change things. I personally have been sleeping at the wheel maybe, but usually before a major launch, there's a hype cycle, and I personally was expecting the price of Bitcoin to go up so that it could drop once Bakkt came on and all these people flooded in to actually buy, you know, their BTC. Think of a coin launch, right? Look at Hydragraph. I know who I'm talking about, but you know, look at them. They were 9 cents a couple of days ago. Last I checked, they were 3.5 cents, right? So the price is really high on launch and then comes down, and then we have to wait for stabilization. And the same thing is true for regular, you know, when you have an IPO launch, you know, the same thing happens. The price is high and then it crashes. It's really an anomaly when it comes out and it comes out below the IPO price. You know, that's worth talking about in situations like Facebook. I think it also happened maybe with Facebook and Lyft and Uber, right? Because the price should go up once it hits the market. General people should be ready to buy it, not everybody trying to offload. So let's keep going. Nonetheless, the Bakkt launch has definitely given the trolls something to focus in on. I'm not going to spend any time on this article because whatever, it doesn't really matter. But memes. The memes associated with the Bakkt launch are absolutely amazing, and I found some of the best ones. Link was a good example, a good hype example. Yeah, there's many of them. That's the truth, Ferdy. So Crypto Mike says, I think the Bakkt money was already priced in months ago. True, but usually you have people like right before it's about to launch, you know, you have a price spike as the hype and the excitement about the launch happens. It just happens organically. You can say it was priced in months ago, but you know, the recession was priced in months ago supposedly as well, and you know, the QE, you know, and reduction in the interest rates, we can say those are priced in, but it still makes news and it still helps to drive the price when these things actually happen. So while it may have been priced in months ago, as Mike is saying, I think that, you know, we aren't going to get a high rise off of Bakkt in the near future. I'll talk about that in a second. I'm ready to sneeze. Silhouette Park Farm says the majority of crypto investors are not institutional, and Bakkt is for institutional investors. The institutional wave is coming, but it will take time. And Silhouette Park Farms, the thing I was about to say before I was about to sneeze is you are on point. Now, you have your early adopters that are out there, you know, as soon as the iPhone 11 comes out, they will run out and buy it. They will be the first ones to buy it. They will help vet out all the issues, all of the callbacks that need to come back in because the screen is warped or all that. They will deal with that. Institutional investors are not generally that type of person. They allow things to marinate first, watch what happens, make sure the system is working, do some testing, whether it be you know, security testing of the network, testing whether or not things are settled, very small tests before they put all their eggs in a basket. So, you know, our institutional investors like us biting at the chomp to go and get the latest and greatest, no, they're going to take their time in it. So I just DM'd you a link for Backed. Okay, I'm thinking that you DM'd me on Twitter. So let me go there. Oops, that's going to take over my screen, I think. No, it won't. Okay, just a second. Let me go. Can't show you all the super secret people I get to talk to. I love talking to people. The ICE. Okay, I found it. I found this super secret tweet. Okay, ooh, thank you, Ferdy. I love it when people help me. I am definitely not the smartest one. There's many smarter people out there. So, actually I can't get it to show completely. So this is our latest. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, so it dropped and then we went back up and now we're dropping again. I don't know. People are jaded to the back news. Yeah, Crypto Mike, I agree with you. We've been waiting and it's been delayed and it's been delayed, but I want to take you in a slightly different direction to that because conspiracy theory incoming. Where's my hat? Where's my hat? I got to get one of my hats. Just a second. I need my hat. I need my hat. I need some tinfoil in this situation. Okay, I'm not sure which one I should use. I gotta see which one looks better with my hair today. This one? This one? You know, I think I want to go with the one that I actually bought for these amazing situations. Amazing situations. Yes, this one. This one. Woo! Yes, there we go. Perfect. I am ready. All right. Let me go with my conspiracy theories. So, I got braids today. So the fact of the matter is, I think that, and this is me, this is my thoughts. I think that what has really happened is that they have tamed Bitcoin. They have done what they set out to do in 2017. Yes, November 7th, 2017, their goal was to tame Bitcoin. And if anything, they have tamed the heck out of it. We get no rise out of big news. You know, nobody cares about what's going on with Ripple XRP. They don't care about big news coming out of Ripple. It's all like, whatever, who cares? But the CME Midland sees Bitcoin becoming a new asset class. Bitcoin is likely to become a new asset class in its own right, such as gold or stocks, which can be traded by major investors and regulated. We have the regulation coming in. We have FATF and all of their guidelines, right, which are in the process of being implemented. Not simply a cryptocurrency, says Leo Mayland, Chairman Emeritus of CME Group, said on Tuesday. So CME, the world's largest derivatives exchange, last week announced that it would launch the futures contract of Bitcoin, marking a major step in the digital currency's pathway towards mainstream acceptance. So you guys might not remember this quote, but I remember this quote because yes, every time things go awry in the market, I think, is this them taming Bitcoin? That's a very important step for Bitcoin's history. We will regulate, make Bitcoin not wild, not wilder. We'll tame it into a regular shape, regular type instrument for trade with rules, Mayland told Reuters in an interview. So the whole, you know, in 2007, late 2007, it was all about how the bankers wanted to tame Bitcoin, and everybody was laughing. And we were, you know, this is November. This is I say way, but this is, you know, a considerable amount of time before a considerable amount of time. These words I choose. This is a month. This is like 2 months before we hit 20K. And then we've been on a downtrend ever since. So, you know, is it possible that we finally become regularly shaped enough for them to play with? And if that's true, then it comes with a bunch of other, you know, ideas and concepts that go along with that in regards to, you know, how else will people try to manipulate this? I think ICE has it right in regards to backed, in that there, you know, you have the transfer of physical Bitcoin, not, you know, not paper Bitcoin, which is definitely good. A lot of the trading that was happening in 2018 was just paper. There were no real Bitcoins involved. It was all based on speculation. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, sometimes not that humble, you know, it contributed to the downturn because people were betting against Bitcoin, but didn't actually have to hold it. Now, I am not a Bitcoin maxi. I, you know, watch Bitcoin because of its impacts on Ripple. I really think its impacts on XRP and, you know, its ability to turn down the price of other digital assets in the space. So the fact that they launched, you know, Bitcoin futures contract capabilities isn't as key for me. I'm very interested in seeing them launch an XRP futures contract. So let me go see. Did anybody even notice I put a hat on? Probably not. You guys are probably fully endowed with your own hats. So 29 Bitcoin is the volume. So 29 Bitcoin. Yep, 20. So we're now at 29. That is awesome. So that's still a considerable amount of money, right? Like, I don't have that much money to go and throw around, but it's not that much when you really think about the real amount of money that is moving around in the financial spaces and how much the institutional investors have to put on the table. But again, enter slowly, dip your toe first, right? Bad choice of picking Bitcoin. I agree with you, Lionel. But you know, once you say you're going to do something, it's pretty hard to go and say you're going to do something else. Yes. So, they're on point with that. Okay. What else? Where can I get mine? Digging the Viking helmet. Yes, this is tinfoil. It's lined with tinfoil. So, I'm protected, and you guys know that, you know, what I'm saying may not be true. Well, there's other times what I'm saying might not be true, but, you know, gotta have some fun. So David D says 150,000 Thomas Cook vacationers stuck as Thomas Cook travel company collapses. Yes. And I am not a financial expert, but things are melting down. I don't know. Things are melting down, and that is one, you know, little meltdown that I heard about. And there's another one in regards to let me see, what did I do with my other tab? You know, the market is not doing very well this morning, but I won't go there because I am not an expert in that. But David D, you're right, it's very concerning. So Pusa Studios has come in. Cheers to all from the chat to a gloomy, cloudy Montreal. I love Montreal. Welcome. Thomas Cook is no surprise. It's been struggling for years. I can believe that, just because a lot of people are going online to formulate their own travel plans. They're not depending on, you know, travel agencies the way that they were. All right. I'm endowed. I'm sure you've got a mullet, man. You've got a mullet. Of course you are. So Crypto Mike, Calvin, the size of your XRP wallet doesn't count. Exactly. So any other comments, questions? We got more to the news today instead of focusing in on our charity drive. One last thing I want to point out in relationship to this. I didn't know this, but there's a disclosure on the bottom of this page. CME Group is an investor in Digital Currency Group, CoinDesk's parent company. So that just made me go, interesting. Okay, so now I know that when we have FUD coming out, that some of it can go all the way back to the CME Group, but that's not a tight correlation. You can put money in different places and allow them to run wild, but sometimes CoinDesk, they made us number 4 for the blockchain's most influential people, but they said we were a bunch of bots. So on that note, we have added, and I didn't plan this actually, but here, as you can see on the screen, most likely to be a bot, we have that award in honor of CoinDesk, because that's my way of saying thank you so much for recognizing us. So we have a most likely to be a bot category, but Hopium Retweet Junkie is one that we need a new name for, because this award is actually going to be going, and I'm talking about the XRP Community Choice Awards now. Yes, there are awards going out. There are awards. It's an award ceremony. Gowns, slippers, and popcorn is what we need. But the Hopium Retweet Junkie Award will honor the person who creates or retweets the most up-to-date XRP news. So, Lionel and XRP Research, XRP News, there's some real big people in our space that are out there that as soon as the news hits, they seem to get it out for the rest of us. And that's what this award is trying to recognize. And maybe they're retweeting news from, the far corners of the internet, or maybe they are the actual, immediate source. They're the first person that found the article. But Hopium Retweet Junkie doesn't quite suit this. We want it to be a more positive name. So tell me, do you guys have any ideas for this? Here for XRP created a post asking for feedback about that. And we really need a name for this. What the award will be for is, as you can see here on the screen, but we need a new name because we want it to be a very respectful title. So it was an accident. I missed something, obviously. I missed something. Oh, goodness. Oh, you got timed out, Carl Lewis, for doing something bad. Bad boy. I hope you can hear that. Yes, be good in my stream. Be good in my stream. So we're towards the end. It was an accident. I believe you. Just be good, Carl. Just be good. It's always a pleasure to have you here. So I see a couple of more people have shown up. We're more in on the news, less focused on the XRP Community Choice Awards, which, thank goodness, I don't have to think about that as much. I still think about it a lot, but I don't have to think about it as much. A lot of great people have stepped up to help me with that, and I think we have it ready to rock and roll. We actually have raised over 2,000 XRP for that now, and I get my life back. I have put on weight since I started the Ferdy weight loss challenge, and now I am going to kick Ferdy's butt. I do not want to be giving away XRP. I need my bags to stay full. So I haven't weighed in because I've just been eating garbage. I ran out of coffee. The food that's in my fridge is ready to go into the garbage because I haven't been eating it. I've been eating garbage. But I'm really excited to be able to focus more in on the news and what's happening on crypto Twitter, and also my weight loss challenge. So very excited about that. And as Rochelle says, thumb up the stream and share it out. Also, if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. We are five subscribers away from our next XRP giveaway. We give away 50 XRP to 2 different people. We might do it as tickets this time because I'd like to get more tickets out, but we're gonna do a giveaway. We do giveaways on Fridays, so be here on Friday if you would like to win. I have to think through how I'm gonna do it, if it's going to be people that were here the day before or that day, but I will definitely make sure that I have some transparency in explaining how that is going to happen. And yeah, great news. Again, for those who missed it, we have Kickboy Triple performing at the XRP Community Choice Awards. It's going to be awesome. I'm really impressed with what he is going to be pulling together. And it really speaks to the heart and the devotion that this community has to the community, their families, and to their own ambitions in life. And so it's already making me sort of teary over here. Oh, all right, guys. So yeah, if you guys, I'm going to retweet, I'm going to share this again. Let's show some support for this artist. I think we're going to have double trouble on that. In regards to double. So somebody was talking to me about that yesterday. So on that note, I am out of here. Thank you so much for being here, Pusa Studios. Awesome to have you here. And Carl Lewis, yes, 300 seconds seems like a long time. It's like timeout box, right? Yeah, it's like 5 minutes, man. But it's good to see you are still here. And I love you guys. And yeah, on that note, I think I'm over, not out. You know who's in jail? Yeah, Bubba Shipes. I've come to realize that, you know, on the weekends he disappears. He disappears like Friday and comes back, you know, sometime Monday. So I think, you know, during the week he's out on work release so that he can do whatever, and then on the weekends he goes to you know, a low security prison. So definitely pick on him about that. And the great Pate, awesome. Thank you so much for your challenge. And RTB, so since we have Pate and we have RTB here, Pate, did you give RTB 2 weeks to do his video? Because he's out there on Twitter saying he has 4 weeks to do his challenge response. So yeah. Oh, Ferdy, I don't know who got a timeout, but I hope everybody is behaving. So yes, whatever, that is not true. Let me take that down right now. I am removing that. Yes, not true. It's one of the things that I pick on him about. So yes, I hope everybody has a lovely day. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Have a great one. Yeah, no 4 weeks. I know 72 hours is all you get, RTB. 72 hours. Exactly. He was saying that I can't leave yet. Pate, he was saying that you retracted your comments after you put it in there. He was showing screenshots of my stream where he's like, see, I put 2 weeks up here and you said no. And then he was all like, but it's true. He must have retracted the statements. I don't think so. So RTB, again, lying gets you nowhere. So don't do it. You have days. Get us your challenge response. We need it. Get it done. Yeah, Silhouette Park Farm says, no. Get it done, RTB. RTB, this is tough love. Get it done. Get it done. Hello, Mike T, Alex Torres. Thank you so much for being here. So on that note, we are timing you, RTB. We love you, RTB, and we look forward to your response. And with that, I am out of here. Have a good one. Bye.